Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today on our new LiveAction 2.5 webinar, Application Made Easy. I'm your host today, Ray Adolko, and I'll for your 30-minute session on LiveAction Application Made Easy. Before we begin, I'd like to advise everyone here that we have a team of experts to answer your questions. So please enter your questions in the chat area at any time during our session, and they'll be happy to answer your questions for you. We also want to let you know that you will not be able to see other attendees here, but trust me, we do have a large crowd, so thanks everyone again for showing up. Our presenter today is industry expert Mr. Keith Parsons. Keith will describe and demonstrate new features of the award-winning LiveAction 2.5, which recently won the Technology Marketing Corporation's Communication Solutions Product of the Year Award. Keith will share innovative new features such as proactive monitoring using Cisco Application Visibility and Control. He'll also identify and resolve voice and video issues, as well as analyzing network traffic using Flexible NetFlow and NBAR2. Our agenda for today, where Keith will provide some background and overview on the new LiveAction 2.5 features, as well as graphically demonstrate some of the benefits of using LiveAction. Before we begin, let's talk about a little bit about Keith Parsons here. Keith has more than 30 years of experience in the network management area. He specializes in developing leading-edge solutions that address challenges faced by network engineering teams, and has provided him with the privilege of working with people in 45 different countries over his career. Keith started his career with Lockheed Aeronautical Systems as a network design engineer, building classified networks. He joined Network General in 1992 and helped found Sniffer University. During his time as a technical instructor and network consultant, he trained thousands of professionals in a variety of networking technologies and advanced protocols. Keith is now a member of the Action-Packed Networks family, where he refines the vision of the company's revolutionary flow visualization and quality of service management award-winning solution set called LiveAction. So without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to Keith. Keith, please take it away.
Okay, thank you, Ray. Everybody, just a quick company background on this. Action-Packed is a division of Referential. So the software that you're seeing today, LiveAction, came out of the DoD initiative to provide a way of being able to provide quality of service, configuration, in a battlefield environment. We have a background in cybersecurity as well as software and networking. We're over 100 employees based in Hawaii, and we have several locations throughout the United States as well. So just a little bit about our background and our heritage. Today with 2.5 features, we're going to be looking at some of the new things that we've been applying to the tool over the last couple of months. But primarily, we're going to focus on the new 2.5 features as well. So for those of you who have older versions of LiveAction and you see these new features, you're going to want to download the latest software and obtain a new license key from us. So just contact us so you can get the new LiveAction LAN features and others as well. We will be talking about LiveAction LAN today and how we provide real-time layer 2 visualizations for Cisco networks, so we can see port channels, trunk interfaces, and other VLAN associations, as well as bandwidth percentages. We're going to be looking at Cisco's AVC. To me, I think this has been a great step forward to be able to manage over 1,000 applications using Cisco's NBAR2 to be able to set alerts, drill down, but better yet, give application performance. We're going to be able to show you the ability of being able to see response times and measurements that's usually done with protocol analysis and packet analyzers are now being done by the router. So no taps, no span ports, no external probes. Medianet we're going to look at today as well, which is a new flexible template as well as AVC that gives us the ability of being able to do media monitoring with performance monitoring, Mediatrace, and IPS-LAVO. We'll be showing the new features of NetFlow within LiveAction and how we can monitor multiple templates now with the assistance of Flexible NetFlow as well. We've also increased the flow rate as well. So now LiveAction can handle much heavier flow rates than we could previously, and the performance is shown in the responsiveness of the tool. LiveAction QoS as well, we're going to be showing. I have to show NBAR2 and show you how it reports and how it gives other enhancements, including QoS configuration. And we've added some new additions to LiveAction routing as well that I want to show you as well. But first, let's talk a little bit about Cisco AVC. Cisco's application visibility and control provides a powerful, pervasive, integrated service management solution based on stateful deep packet inspection. That's right, for the first time the router is looking all the way through the actual packet and being able to reconstruct the flows of each state of each application and then give us performance measurements of that actual application in real time. So today with AVC, we can discover our network traffic with application-level insight using this deep packet inspection and analyze and report on application usage. We can classify and manage sessions running through our network, so different applications such as web browsing and multimedia streaming, as well as monitor application usage and anomalies. We have a complete report facility built into the tool to help look at capacity planning and enforce that quality of service policies and service guarantees for latency-sensitive applications that we see today that we're using, such as voice over IP, and help us implement fair use policies as well. With the in-depth knowledge that we're gaining with AVC, it really gives us a new view. The nice thing is that AVC runs on the router itself, but it actually exports traffic records to LiveAction, which provides the data for us to be able to build and report on AVC. So it's multiple templates that the router is now sending that we're able to support. So what problems does AVC solve is that it accurately identifies application performance measurements throughout the MAN, WAN, enterprise, and Internet edge as well. So we can now see in real time application responsive measurements, and we can improve our SLA agreements against those since we have much accurate measurements to be able to determine when problems occur. With the LiveAction, of course, we monitor, report, and manage that customer traffic at the enterprise edge, and we provide that view that other tools simply can't match today. I want to show this diagram because, I'm a no sniffer guy, and I've worked in protocol analysis and been around this stuff for 40 years. That there's always been typically a standard on how we measure client delay, server delay, and application delay, and then the two of those combined together make network delay, and all three of those together, as we can see, can make total delay. The point I'm trying to make is that as we look today, there's always been really a standard among protocol analyzers on how we look at response time, transaction time, network delay, and application delay, and we're doing the same thing within the router today with the iOS. So now the measurements that we get are accurate to the point as if we were using a protocol analyzer to be able to analyze these applications and bring back performance metrics. So let's take a look really at AVC in action on the network today. This is LiveAction 2.5 running right now. And for those of you who are new on the call and have never seen LiveAction before, you're looking at 5 routers in the network. The big green circles indicate the router or switch, and then the smaller interfaces are just, smaller green circles are showing the interfaces. The arrows are the actual flow of traffic going through the actual network, and notice the arrows correspond to the different filter colors that we see on the bottom left corner. So it's easy for me to go in and highlight a single conversation like to this phone and highlight instantly just this one flow and see that one conversation all the way through the network very, very easily. And notice this interface in amber is saying that we have a QoS problem that we should drill down and take a look at. So it's a visual aspect of being able to follow the flow through the network to the interface that has the trouble. Even notice that I can look at DSCP and map this actual conversation through the network to ensure that quality service is complete end-to-end and remaining in the same class. So it's nice to be able to see these functionalities in the tool today that we have as well. But with AVC, we've taken it to the next level. For those of you who haven't downloaded 2.5, notice we have a new window that says all flow types, and there's the multiple flow types we support now as well. PFR performance routing, NFDL for security alerts, as well as Medianet, basic flow, and application visibility flows. So what I'd like to do is I'll select the 2921 router, and here we will go select AVC and look now at these records that we're seeing. I want to call them flows, but they're really records to a degree, and they're actually showing performance of the application using NBAR2 instead of having just hundreds of definitions. Now there's literally thousands of definitions of being able to break down application into much more detail. To give you an example, I'm going to select this actually Citrix conversation right here and arrow over for the right and look for the first time. Application response time summaries, application delay, network delay, a client delay, server delay is all being tabulated for the first time. We can see those measurements in real time for the first time ever. Here's what's nice is that the guys at LiveAction, the engineers, have been tabulating this information in the background. So with us now, we can run reports and look at Citrix here. We instantly get our report showing the client delay, server delay, and network delay. But watch this. The guys have been working even harder, and they actually are gathering all the performance metrics coming in, and now I can actually analyze an application and look at this. For the first time ever, I can show client delay and server delay, guys, performance rate, sessions, and volume, and I'm using the router to do it. So now I can actually bring back performance metrics of your applications in real time going through the network and analyze them at several points of several routers that support AVC. I can simply go from hop to hop and analyze this performance as well. So this is great to see that with AVC today, we actually have this application visibility and control to be able to see this new view that we're seeing. This is using NBAR2 as well that we're speaking of. So as we talk about that, let's just go ahead and talk. What is NBAR2? It is really a re-architecture of the network-based application recognition engine that's been around for quite a few years. It's based on the service control engine with advanced classification techniques, accuracy, and many more signatures. Where NBAR could look at 100 or 300 or so applications, now NBAR2 is going to be unlimited, where it supports over 1,000 applications, and Cisco adds more signatures each year using what's called protocol packs. So the key benefits of NBAR2 is the advanced classification technique to give us a great view into the applications we didn't have before, to identify Facebook, as for instance, and other applications can now be easily identified at a much deeper level. It's a common protocol library, so it is distributed across all of our devices. It's the same signatures going on each device as well, and we can update those to protocol packs. You can even load the protocol pack on the router without replacing the iOS or even reloading the device and have the latest and greatest NBAR definitions for you ready to go with NBAR2. And, of course, we can support up to the 121 custom protocols that you can build on your own. And, of course, we can use our tool to do that as well. One of the nicer things about NBAR2 is it also reflects into quality of service. You know we use NBAR match protocol statements now to classify interested applications. So as an example, if I wanted to classify emails such as Outlook, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, I have to add a match for each one of those statements, for each one. Now with NBAR2, we have groups, and the groups are categorized into subcategories as application groups, peer-to-peer, tunnel, and encrypted. So I can actually classify now with groups. So category email classifies all the emails such as Outlook, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail together. So look at the match statement today is that I can do a match protocol attribute category email and be matching automatically to Outlook, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, etc. And it makes it very easy. So let's take a look. Is that one thing that we do within the tool is that we don't have to go command line to do this at all. Back to the 2921, and let's go over to Manage QoS Settings. And for those of you who are seeing the tool for the first time, we manage QoS very, very well. That's what we are, is a QoS configuration and management tool. So with the 2921, here is the configuration. And look, here's the policy that I've got rolled out on one of the interfaces. Let's scroll down and look at the scavenger class and look the match statements we have right now. See, for file sharing, we've got 2 match statements right now. But here's what's new. I'll click Edit. And you see, here's how we typically add a match statement within LiveAction. You can pick ACL, name, number. We're going to use protocol using NBAR groups, using NBAR2. See, now here's my groups, so I can select groups as well, and then select subgroups. So as an example, I want to go down and we'll select like peer-to-peer file transfer and look at all the protocols that are added automatically when I click Add Match Statement. So now I've added all those statements in there automatically, and we preview the CLI. There it is. You see, automatically done, and then I can apply this to the router instantly. So with NBAR2, it makes it easy for us to build the policies, where before, you see, I was having to define these individually. Now I can define them as groups and take advantage of them as well. So what about Medianet? We've talked about AVC, but there's also something else new in the horizon that's been coming for a while from Cisco, and it's Medianet. Now, they define Medianet as an intelligent network optimized for rich media. It is a media endpoint and network aware to ensure optimal quality of the total experience while automating many aspects of the configuration and optimization. One of the examples, guys, the best way of putting this is that it's adaptive. For example, sending a high-definition video stream from a surveillance camera to a mobile device requires adapting the media type to suit the mobile device as well as the speed of the wireless connection. So Cisco's come up with a new set of standards and best practices on how to optimize media in our networks today. We look at it today as well is that Cisco Medianet also gives us new capabilities. Until recently, there was no NetFlow capability, was not available on Cisco's Layer 2 and 3 access switch lines, 3750 as an example. With the release of the iOS shown here, 12.258 SE2, a specialized form of NetFlow is now available for new models. It's a new template again. So this new NetFlow capability is called Medianet Performance Monitor, and it makes use of Flexible NetFlow not only to report the standard flow, but also key media and application performance metrics for voice flows as well as traffic flows. The performance metrics are geared toward RTP streams, but the metrics are also available for TCP conversations. And once again, think of the router being able to export multiple templates based on the options that are engineered into the iOS now. So Performance Monitor uses Flexible NetFlow and NetFlow version 9 format for exporting the NetFlow records. LiveAction fits in very well with Medianet, that we provide specific Medianet capabilities to address the unique challenges of video-enriched media in several critical areas. For the quality of experience, we can use performance monitoring that I'll demonstrate, session monitoring using something amazing called Mediatrace that can track the conversation, as you see in the diagram below. Security using Flexible NetFlow, so we've always got the conversation to go back in time to look at performance as well as look at all the conversations going through the network. Management using QoS configuration within LiveAction, and testing using something new called IPSLAVO video operations. So let's take a look at some of the new Medianet functionality as well within LiveAction. We're back to that 2921 again, guys, and here it is, displaying the flows from application visibility and control. I'm going to go up at the top, and I'm going to select Medianet. And now here, guess what, is a new series of flows. And as you can see, the actual flows now are going across the screen. We can actually see the actual traffic and actually can see the traffic and be able to filter on it and look at it very, very easily. So once again, this is a new flow that we've got. And look at the very top of the screen. There's an RTP SSRC. So I'll actually click on this one flow, this video stream, and arrow over and look for the first time. We've got packet loss percentages can be measured, loss event count, and look at this, jitter measurements of your actual video stream or voice call in real time. Now, we're looking at it from the perspective of this router right now, correct? So let's jump up to this 1811 at another point in the network and look. Here's that same stream again, and if we arrow over to the right, and let's look at packet loss here, look, a higher number. So we're experiencing packet loss going through the network right now, so let me show you something else. This is the first feature of Medianet. It's PerfMon, performance monitoring, bringing back the jitter measurements and other information that we've never seen before in NetFlow. Now I'm going to go to the home view, and we're going to go and look at all the flows going through the network. And here are all the flows. I'm going to go to the table view and go to Medianet, and there is that video flow that we were talking about earlier. I'm going to go into what's called Mediatrace mode, and this is incredible that the routers now will actually configure themselves that are in the path of the actual video stream and report back performance metrics instantly on the performance. So here we go. Using RSVP protocol, it discovered the path of this flow up to the upper left corner of the screen, and as I refresh the data window, notice the performance metrics become live, and we can now measure performance of this actual video stream or voice call end-to-end through your network by using Mediatrace. You're looking at this, it's supported on the latest version of iOS. Once again, I want to stress that I'm using nothing more than the equipment that's in your network today, the router and switch. So once again, this feature is fabulous for us to be able to see where delays occur and see here it is. We can follow it all the way back. There's the interface in amber, drill down, and we can see that we're dropping data in this class. And I've deliberately throttled this one back just to show you how easy it is to find a failure within the network. Once we're done running the Mediatrace, we simply just go up and close the window as well, and the routers will return back to their normal state, ready to run Mediatrace again as well. So there's the second functionality in Medianet. The third functionality is really cool, is IPSLA-VO. Look at this. I've got two 3560 switches here, and look at the arrows. These arrows indicate tests that I'm running from IPSLA, and this is the IPSLA-VO video operation test. So this is the ability for 3560 and 3750 to generate video traffic. That's right. We can now go ahead and actually simulate video streams through the network to establish baselines of how videos are going to perform in your network ahead of time. We've made it easier. The engineers have been hard at work to be able to make it easy to take advantage of this technology. And look right here. See, we simply select the jitter test, the DSCP we're going to run on, and what type of video traffic we're going to run, and the number of video streams we want to simulate, and the port numbers. From there, we simply choose, do you want to run this test in a mesh environment or hub and spoke environment, because you can test multiple links simultaneously to establish the breakpoint in your network. Next, you simply just add the devices, drag over the ones that you want to participate in the test and their interfaces, and from there, look at what we do. Automatically within LiveAction, we create the configs that will be pushed out to the devices to automatically start the IPSLA-VO test without doing any command line interaction. So we push that test out. That test is now started, and now it's running. And what we do, we come up to reports, and from the reports, we can actually run a video operation threshold and look for the first time loss, jitter, and latency measurements off the test that's running, so you can establish your breakpoint of video performance in the network. Once again, Medianet and its functionalities, once again, of PerfMon, as well as IPSLA-VO, as well as Mediatrace, give us new visibility into media that we've never seen before. Our LiveAction LAN tab, this is really cool that we're really excited about, that we've added a new tab to LiveAction. For those of you who are already existing customers, now's the time to send us the email and let us know, and we'll generate a new key to activate your LiveAction LAN tab. And for the first time, this module provides real-time Layer 2 visualizations, including trunk interfaces, port channels, VLAN associations, and bandwidth percentages. So for network visualization, for the first time, we're showing you Layer 2 interfaces. So we can see VLAN trunk and port channel names, VLAN's associations within a device, and VLAN highlighting through a network, and also bandwidth of each VLAN, as well as real-time monitoring. So we give you those statistics, Layer 2 QoS statistics now, so you can see cost, DSCP, and IP precedence set on each individual interface, as well as drop packets and interface warnings through the network polling at the VLAN level. Now allows us to see more Layer 2 functionality and alert on problems at Layer 2 as well. So let's take a look at what we're going to look at for the new LAN tab as well. So I'm going to click on LAN at the top of the screen, and notice for our existing customers, there's that new tab, and look at what it's doing for us. It's bringing in those layer 2 interfaces for the first time. See the trunk channels that are indicated with T's, and actually I can look and see that's a 1 gigabit link, another gigabit link that are tied together to make a 2 gigabit port channel link right here, as we see. And notice we indicate that in the diagram. We show the real-time statistics of bandwidth measurements as well, rolled up as well, so I can see this information as well as other VLANs and other layer 2 interfaces for the first time. What makes it exciting is let's take a look at the backbone side of it as well, like I've got an example here, and we can take a look at it, and I can actually drill down and see where problems exist. Look, let's find a VLAN, and we'll look at VLAN 1, and we can now track that VLAN through the network, and notice it's going through an interface, a physical level interface on this 2960 that's got problems. So we can drill down and go down to that VLAN, and there are the interfaces that are in trouble, and we can see input bandwidth, output bandwidth, the trust, drops, output drops, as well as the access ports associated with it are now easily shown at layer 2, and there are the statistics being populated now as we see drops occurring on that interface. So it's very cool now that from the first time that we've got this nice visibility at layer 2 as well. So see, it's very easy to track VLANs through the network and see where they are, and see VLAN 46 for voice. There's my voice VLAN, and I can instantly see the path through the trunks and through the port channels as well, and be able to troubleshoot at a new level that I've never seen in tools before. Also, on the 6509, look at what I can do. For the 6509 and 7600 series, I can go down to layer 2 statistics for the first time and show you the interface name, the port type, the trust, the direction, the queues, the threshold, the drop rate, and the calls map. So let's say we want to look at voice. Let's go ahead and pick our priority queue stats, and we'll take a look at those. Calls map 5 equals the DSCP46EF, which is typically voice, and I can see my queues, the thresholds, and the drop rates instantly. Now, isn't this incredible? This is layer 2 statistics. This is the first view that I've ever seen, and we're providing it now through LiveAction once again. So this is the tab you want for our existing customers. If you're under maintenance, give us an email, and we'll make sure that you get the latest and greatest key to enable the software to be able to have this new functionality as well. Last is we've improved our routing module. It provides the real-time routing layer visualizations for Cisco networks. In addition, the module's policy-based routing feature provides a high degree of control, allowing users to route traffic easily and predictably over user paths. So the routing feature gives us a system-level topology view of the active routes and displays by protocol, as well as destination, gives me route statistics, next hop routing, and also covers EIGRP and OSPF neighbor adjacency. We also give you device route table views in graphical and tabular form for the interfaces, and we can filter on those or not. We give you a route display by protocol so you can filter on those routes, as well as EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, and RIP protocols, and the filters are per user as well as downloaded static routes, and other filters are available to be able to drill down and isolate routes and paths through the network, and I can even route display by destination as well. So with the new routing tab that we've got today, let's go to home and look at routing, and here we are looking at the new routing functionality as well. First of all, look, these are the adjacency routes, and I can show green is what? Up, yellow is partial adjacency, red is down. So I can see these adjacencies now going through the network with these, and even click the adjacency table. Here with the table, I start picking up the neighbors instantly and give you the interface, the neighbor IP, the hold time, uptime, and other statistics are also, once again, being shown as well through the tool. So it's very easy now for us to see that information as well. So click on the 2921, and I can even see its routing table in depth, and we can see all the different routes are now being shown very, very easily as well. If I click on the 2921, there are the routes. I even manage policy-based routing. So there you go. I can add, edit, copy, delete, and apply PBRs over interfaces with a single mouse click, taking advantage of what's available in the tool as well. Also, from that perspective as well, we can also do next hop in the tool as well. So I can go in and put in a source and a destination and actually map that path through the network very, very easily. See, the blue arrow is using your routing tables to map that path through the network to show what's going on. In addition, I can see, well, all the routes to 11.11.11.11 can actually be shown as well, as an example. We also, for the first time, have reports. So we also can track routing neighbor history and adjacency events. So these are more of alert reports. So if there's anything in these reports, it indicates routes flapping or other errors that you may have as well. So as you can see, we've been busy for all of our existing customers now that are seeing 2.5 for the first time. We have actually added a new tab, many new functionality with Medianet, as well as AVC. We continue to improve the product with the latest and greatest performance enhancements as well, and new features to be able to control newer versions of Cisco equipment. So the tool is continuing to expand very well. So once again, if you like what you've seen so far, it's easy just to say, go ahead and let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help. At this point in time, I'm going to turn the presentation back over to Ray for the last closing slide.
Thanks very much, Keith. Appreciate that. We're getting feedback from our audience that found the presentation very informative, and it demonstrates the values of LiveAction's unique visualization capabilities. So thanks very much. For those of you who are interested in downloading the free trial of LiveAction 2.5, this is where you can find it. And if you have any other questions or would actually like a personalized demonstration, please feel free to contact Steve and or Keith. So again, we want to thank everyone again for joining us today, and wish all of you and have a great action-packed day. Thanks very much, everyone.